Binge watch and learn on TRS Clips. Let's talk about Jyotish Sadhanas. You said that even a good Jyotish has to follow certain spiritual disciplines.
Right. So today, most of them don't. Okay. Almost nobody who is into Jyotish does any kind of... Zyada nahi karta hai, sadhana and all that. But in a previous era, there used to be the norm that before you start reading charts and all that, you start getting some connection to some deity. Okay. And that helps you in specifically, there are going to be horoscopes, so there are going to be things which are going to be tricky. When it is tricky, then see, this is what I told you is the logic. But after this, there are many things to be weighed in the chart, right? So that is not a particularly scientific, that's not mathematical. It's something that organically, intuitively you have to determine, okay, these are the grahas, these are the positive, these are the negative. So where does it weigh? Is it going to be finally positive or finally negative? Ki ye hone wala, wo hone wala. That governing capacity is an individual's capacity. Same horoscope you give to 10 people, if it's a slightly tricky horoscope, they may come with 10 different interpretations of it. So which is the right one? There you need some inspiration from some deity. That's why previously it used to be. Today's time, I would say that if somebody is interested in Jyotish, one of the best things to do is worship Ganpati. He has the knowledge and he has the... If he blesses somebody, you will learn Jyotish. If you have the basics you are meant to learn, then Ganpati is the best deity. One of the best deities to worship. But not the only deity.
Why did you get into it?
I was just curious. Someday I remember somebody gave the chart and all, somebody gave some readings and all that. So I just thought that let's see what is there in it. So I bought some books and started reading. And after that I started predicting just like that. And slowly it knowledge accumulated, practice. That's how it started.
Okay. What sadhanas should those professional astrologers be doing right now?
So most of them that I have met do not do any sadhanas. So I feel that their correct prediction, volume of correct prediction, many factors are there. Their own horoscopes are also there.
What?
Their own horoscopes are also there. Suppose an astrologer is passing through a bad time. He may know everything, but his predictions are going to all fail. Okay. So, I feel that generally, as I mentioned, the worship of Ganpati is very good. If not Ganpati, then if you have an Ishta Devata whom you connect to, even a little bit of connection, then it's good to worship that deity. And it will build up a stronger chance of success in predicting. Finally, at the end of the day, Jyotish is about prediction. You may know all the theory and your predictions may all go wrong. Then it's not much useful, right? So it's a way of divination.
Okay. A palmistry and face reading related subjects.
To Jyotish?
Yeah.
Palmistry is related to Jyotish in some senses.
So your palm does have some
Those who
notes.
know palmistry, they can figure out how the grahas are placed.
Really? Wow. Do you know palmistry?
A little bit.
Really? You know my chart. So by seeing my hand, do you see parallels?
No, I will not go into the specifics of it. No, that I will, that's not yeah. But palmistry can give you some hint. But there are other things also. Jyotish is... I rely more on Jyotish than on palmistry if needed. But Jyotish has this other aspects, as I mentioned to you, Muhurta, and there is something called a Prashna. That's very interesting.
What is Prashna?
Prashna is, suppose you have a question and you are serious about the question, okay? Not a frivolous question, but seriously something is bothering you, etc. You may not have your birth data and all that. It can still be answered. Because the moment that question comes in your head and you decide to take help from somebody, you approach somebody, I have this doubt, I have this question. The grahas at that moment, at that place, it's like a birth chart. Time, place, and that date, these three at that moment will give you an answer. What is the answer to that question? Is it positive, negative? Will it work out? Will it not work out? What are the obstacles? What time? Everything.
Damn.
That is Prashna.
Damn.
And specifically in South, In Kerala, lot of texts were created on Prashna. And fantastic texts are there. Great texts are there. Prashna Tantra, they call it. So many things. Everything can be, in fact, whenever there's a doubt in the horoscope, not just doubt. Here's the other thing. Just somebody in the horoscope, for example, is your accumulated karmas from past, right? So there are certain astrologers who will, suppose you approach them, but it has to be done in seriousness. That's what I say. Astrology should not be frivolous. I get up in the morning and I have nothing to do and I just open some chart. No, if you really need help, at that time only you should approach an astrologer or use astrology if you know that thing. So you open your birth horoscope, but at the same time look at the grahas in the sky. Compare these two. That will tell you that whether you have in this life you have done positive things or negative things.
You said that if you have a burning desire to know something important and you go to a good Jyotish, he will look up at the sky basically, which is the astrological chart, and he'll be able to predict time, which means time and space are always connected. In terms of your life and its outcomes and results will be a result of what point in your timeline you're at. But you'll get a trailer and a preview by looking at the stars and the wall with designs around you.
Yes. So, if I understand what you're saying correctly, so yes, at any given point, if you approach the astrologer with a specific burning question in your head, at that moment, the condition of the grahas, where they're placed in which Rashi, etc., treat it like a birth chart. At that moment, looking at the grahas, you can figure out that whether that specific thing that you have in mind, whether it will, what is the outcome of that, positive, negative, how much time it will require, what needs to be done, etc. Everything you can find out.
Makes me think even more that we're living inside a simulation, which we are, according to spiritual theory that we've spoken about in all these other episodes. And astrology is basically God's way of giving you a hint about what's going to happen in your version of the simulation in the near or far future.
Depends on how you define God.
The universe.
The universe is like a software. Universe is like a software. So constantly there's a feedback loop. Everything that you're doing is getting fed into that whatever algorithm it has, and it's churning out that, okay, you're doing this, so this is the outcome that is going to come. This is the outcome. It's constantly real time it's happening.
Okay.
Which means that what actions you perform can also modify it if you give it a certain amount of time. And that time is not always in one lifetime.
So TRS Clips has all sorts of videos and all sorts of playlists. Make sure you explore the channel by subscribing and heading to our homepage and reading through all the playlists.